So The Walking Dead and Dead by Daylight is having a collaboration, and as a fan of The Walking Dead franchise, I was very hyped for this, and we are getting a lot of new stuff, but frankly, I'm disappointed. So first of all, we are getting two new survivors, Rick and Michonne, and honestly, I love both of them, especially this monkey. Why is she a monkey? For racist reasons. I'm just kidding, I'm just saying. Okay, this is Rick Grimes on ultra settings. Look at this dude. No, 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 no. He doesn't even look like Rick Grimes. But I'm playing Dead by Daylight on like low settings for more frames, you know? Let's take a look at how he looks on the low graphical settings. This shit is terrible. Michonne, on the other hand, whoa, she carries that big fucking ass from the TV show. That's great. I think I will main this survivor. But let's take a look at how she looks when we set the graphic settings to ultra. Whoa, I really like how her face looks. It's pretty much accurate to what I remember the original The Walking Dead TV show. Yeah, she looks great. She looks extra fuckable. You know, she looks black, but I'm not racist, so that's not a problem. But even if Rick's model gets fixed, I'm probably still gonna main Michonne because for some reason I just prefer the fluidity of female movement in this game. Both survivors already have a plenty amount of cosmetic choices, which is awesome, but Michonne's cosmetics look very generic, very boring. In fact, the base model of Michonne, in my opinion, looks cooler than her cosmetic items. And look at this hoodie, it's literally covering her fat ass. What's the point of me even spending my money on this? Unironically, Rick has much better cosmetic choices. Hey look, that's Daryl from The Walking Dead. You like him? Great, that will cost you $15. You know, I'm a Daryl Dixon hater. I hate the man for no reason, but in this situation, I'm happy to be a hater. Why did they add this homeless man looking skin into the game? I don't get that. But this single cosmetic blows my dick away. This is the original Rick from the hospital, and I really like this skin for some reason. Just take a look at this. I was so lucky to spawn in a hospital map with the hospital skin. It's so thematic, but this entire situation with Rick Grimes' likeness, I mean, maybe he looks like the real Rick Grimes to you, I have no idea, maybe I'm just blind, but to me personally, it reminds me of that situation with Jonathan Byers.
Wait, what?
Are you sure about that?
Look, this is him in real life. And this is him in the game. Who is this dude?
You know, thinking now, maybe that's not that bad. It's really hard to get the likeness of Rick Grimes correctly. You know, I know that Fortnite has Rick, and in Fortnite, Rick doesn't look like Rick at all. So I can't really blame the developers, but you know what I can blame the developers for? Michonne is not playable in this public test build. That's right, for some reason we can't play as Michonne in the public test build.
I think we did a pretty good job so far.
We can spend our auric cells on her cosmetics and appreciate how awesome she looks, but we can't even play this survivor. And it's like one of the main reasons why people were excited for this chapter, and we can't even test this survivor. That is terrible and disappointing, and I don't care which bug, you know, prevents us from playing this survivor, but Behaviour is a big gaming company. It has many employees, and at worst, they should have just delayed this public test build. Why did they rush it? I have no idea. Before I talk more about this chapter, make sure to subscribe to this channel if you are into Dead by Daylight. Thank you very much. I think that this entire chapter would have been much more interesting if they had added Negan as a playable survivor or as a skin, you know, but you know, the possibilities for The Walking Dead's future cosmetic items are practically endless. The Walking Dead is a very long TV show. We might get Carol or Maggie as a skin for Michonne, Glenn as a skin for Rick Grimes. You know, there's possibilities. Hashtag justice for Glenn. But another disappointing thing, really disappointing thing, is the new map. Yes, apparently they added a new map into the game. It's called Fallen Refugee, and apparently it's yet another variation of Greenville Square, which I don't understand why this variation would even get added into the game. Recently we got Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria, which is yet another variation of Greenville Square. That was cool, but this variation is not really cool. Like, take a look at this map. This is the most unique thing about the entire map. This little kind of loop. It's not even a building, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool to see like zombies trying to get you know, through the door. It reminds me of the first season of The Walking Dead, but other than that, this map is not special. Like, yeah, it looks cool in terms of like colors, you know, nothing special about this map besides for this little building or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And after doing some more digging, apparently this is not even supposed to be a new map. It's supposed to be a tile which will spawn if somebody in the trial is playing as one of the Walking Dead's characters, which is a cool mechanic we have never seen before with the survivors. But it's very disappointing that The Walking Dead hasn't got us a new map. There's so many missed opportunities. They could have brought the hospital map from The Walking Dead, they could have brought the prison map, they could have brought the sanctuary map, or even the farm from the second season with the main building of Herschel's. That would be cool. And somebody from the community even said that for this new tile from The Walking Dead to spawn, it doesn't even require any survivors from the Walking Dead chapter, which is weird and contradicting some of the other community members. So I would love for Dead by Daylight developers to be a bit more transparent, but overall this new map, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, is very disappointing. Speaking of new perks, in my opinion, Rick Grimes perks are straight up dog shit. Like, for example, you will be able to place a single fragile pallet, and fragile pallets, they are pretty much useless most of the time after opening what I believe is 2 chests. Like, what the fuck is even the point of this perk? It's like a waste of your perk slot. And the other 2 perks are not really better than the first one, so I don't really even see the reason why I would want to dig into the new perks. Michonne's perks are better, but again, they are not perks that I would personally love to use. But overall, as a person who has sacrificed so much time watching The Walking Dead, going through terrible seasons as well, I absolutely hate seasons 7 and season 8. They are trash, but you know, I was watching them while sleeping and touching myself, I guess. Overall, I'm just a bit disappointed with this chapter. Yes, I might be a new Michonne main or whatever, maybe even Rick main. I will have to make my mind about it. I'm happy that The Walking Dead is finally in Dead by Daylight. I think these 2 franchises fit each other perfectly, no complaints over here, much better than Nicolas Cage being in Dead by Daylight. But hey, it's definitely under my expectations. It didn't fit my expectations at all, and frankly, I didn't have any expectations. On the positive side, I think that the new survivor item is fine, and I enjoy using this item, even though in so many situations it seemed to be, at least to me, it looked like it's a useless item, but you know, we have to learn how to use this new item. I think it's a very interesting one. Comment what do you think about The Walking Dead being in Dead by Daylight, and subscribe if you haven't done it before. I also will appreciate if you click that like button so my channel gets recommended to other people. Thank you very much, see you later, goodbye.